opinion for Destiny 2 is I think it would be a very good game, but I'm just hoping that all the issues with concerns to characters has been fixed, in my opinion. I love the way Titans look now. Titans look way better than they did in the past. Seems like combat is much better. The addition of the third ability being grenades, melee, and barricade or rift or shade step. I have only one concern when it comes to Destiny 2, and that is the situation of them removing those extra upgrades and abilities you used to have. Like, I remember in Destiny 1 you used to have armor, recovery, and agility, I believe. And in your super menu, like your subclass menu, roundabout here, there were like other side options that would maximize your armor or your agility or whatever. I'm a little disappointed that they've removed that. It bothers me a little bit. Looks like they replaced it for this, but that, in my opinion, that wouldn't be enough for most people. Most people love customization, and I'm one such person. That's my only issue with regards to subclasses. I must admit, the new super is simply amazing. I love Fist of Havoc. It's amazing. I love the Sentinel shield. It's also amazing, really good. And the fact that I can use Ward of Dawn still is simply amazing. The guns seem to be pretty good. Some of them may be a little bit too overpowered. For example, I think this Nurgle PRF4 is a bit overpowered. It's an amazing pulse rifle, however, I feel like this requires an epic buff. The Tarantula linear fusion rifles require a massive buff, in my opinion. They're extremely underpowered. They're honestly not worth using, in my opinion, especially in Crucible. I never bothered to use this pistol. This pistol wasn't very nice to use. Felt awkward, and it wasn't very nice in design. It was rather ugly, in my opinion. I think I could have done a better job of designing that, no offense. However, this little beastie is actually quite powerful. I used it a bit in Crucible, and in all opinion, it kind of destroys your morale if somebody was to kill you with it. I must admit, I do love Sweet Business, the exotic. It's a really nice exotic auto rifle. I really love the design and how it plays, really nice. This armor set for the Titan, the Crucible armor set, I simply love it. It's amazing. It's very different compared to Destiny 1. Like, all sets of armor don't look the same anymore, which is what I love. I mean, if you compare this to the startup gear that you were given, it does look very different. It does look very, very different. It still looks amazing regardless, but very different. But I'm just gonna put it back on this Crucible armor because I love it. Sadly, I wasn't able to get any full Vanguard gear for any of my characters. However, there is Justin over here who's fully Vanguarded up. But also, I'd also like to say that Crucible's a little bit of, it's good and bad at the same time. Crucible has an issue where killing someone takes way too long sometimes. If someone was to max out their resilience, it would cause massive issues for you. You would not be able to kill him. It's a fact. I just cannot believe how long it takes for somebody to actually kill somebody who has maxed out their resilience. It's a massive issue. Also, mobility is, I feel like mobility might need a bit of a buff. Not too much of a buff, but just a little bit. Recovery seems decent. recovery seems fairly decent. Find engrams in the game and bring it back to the tower like I did in Destiny 1's beta, but sadly they took that out. I believe they're more confident with that, so they didn't allow us to do that. And yeah, but back to Crucible. Also in Crucible, the issue where your super did not charge whatsoever, you can go a whole Crucible game almost without getting your super. You'll only receive your super at the end of the entire Crucible match. That was one of my biggest issues. Also, I noticed heavy ammo doesn't drop for the entire group that's with you when you pick up heavy. That was a big letdown for me. I was very disappointed to see that. Also, otherwise, I believe Crucible is actually very fun. Your abilities, your weapons, it really allows for a lot of versatility in what you do. It really does add a lot of variety and flavor to the whole Crucible vibe. Some people you can actually build some insane builds with all these new options. My original Crucible combination would be Scathalok, Nurgle, and Morrigan D, or even a Acantha, whichever one, the grenade launcher or the rocket launcher, whichever two you feel comfortable with. I normally always have Towering Barricade and Pulse Grenade for strikers, and yes, that's Catapult Lift for my jump as well. If I was to ever move with the Sentinel class into Crucible, I would definitely activate Towering Barricade and Magnetic Grenade, and I would keep Catapult Lift on at all times, as it allows you to do Titan Skate in some sense. Also, now the good thing about Crucible is also the whole, it feels much faster paced. It just feels really fast paced. It's fun, extremely fun. There are just so many elements of it that just make it fun. But overall, I would say Crucible is very decent. It's actually fun. Too much of the Crucible will cause you to say it's boring, like most YouTubers are saying already that the Destiny 2 beta is boring, but we must all remember this is a beta. It's not the full game. It's not what Destiny 1's beta was. This is just a taste of what Destiny 2 will be, and this was for them to test their servers. We just need to remember what a beta is when we look at Destiny 2's beta. We mustn't look at it in the sense of, oh, this thing needs to be amazing, they need to polish this thing off, otherwise I'm not going to ever do this again. It's a beta. You just need to remember this. Moving on to the Strike. I believe the Strike was very well built, very beautiful landscapes, interesting enemies to fight. However, I feel like I'm not sure which Cabal military troop carries the two cleavers, but they were extremely overpowered. They had a little bit too much armor, they did a little bit too much damage, so I think those need a nerf. They need to be nerfed. However, everything else was pretty decent. I loved the boss, the Modular Mind. He was amazing to fight. Yeah, it was actually the Strike was it was actually very nice. It was challenging with the whole drill coming at you and you have to fight the enemies as well at the same time. It was really fun, I must admit. And the story mission Homecoming, it really did hype up Destiny 2. It really made you think, oh my, this is something with substance. And in my opinion, I think Destiny 2 is the only game that's going to have substance this year. So yeah, that's saying a lot for me, considering how much I love video games as well. Yeah, from here on out, I think this is the only game I'm looking forward to. Destiny 2, maybe Need for Speed Payback. But yeah, that's about it for me. So yeah, that's my opinion on Destiny 2's beta. If you didn't enjoy it, I think it's okay. We all have our own opinions. I just wanted you guys to know, if you did not pick up the beta, I just wanted to give you like that insider scoop on it. And yeah, I must admit the social space is also quite fun, considering the whole soccer deal that's going on here. Because I think I remember in Destiny 1's tower, you could move some ball around. But yeah, hopefully